So the one who have cleared their EET exams, many congratulations to all of you, right? And if any student is here, because purposely the webinar was for all the students who have cleared EET exam. So if anybody was not cleared or exam got cancelled, you need to register for next EET exam, that is in January. And you need to register before 15th of December. So if any of your friend whose exam got cancelled or who could not clear, make sure you share this information that they are supposed to register before 15th of December. All right. Now, considering one single agenda, this is exclusively for those students who have cleared their EET exams in the November 2004 attempt. Right. So what next? After clearing CSET, now what next you're supposed to do? How executive is going to go? And all those things we are going to discuss. So this webinar is exclusively related to your executive. Your second step C is executive. Now you people are aware of this fact. Like we have EET 4 times in a year. We have executive twice a year. That is in the month of June, and in the month of December, right? And especially those students who have cleared CSET in November have multiple options. They have options to go for both the groups in June. They have option to go for one group in June and another in December. They have option to go for both the groups in directly December, right? So which is the favorable option? Which option you should actually work on? So those things we are going to discuss, right? So these are basic agendas of today's webinar. CS executive course detail. How many marks we have up? Passing marks is set of scheme. Little bit about our coaching institute. And then we'll discuss the fees part at the end of the webinar. So first thing first, let's discuss about the subjects, whatever subjects we have in our CS executive. My dear friends, CS executive has 7 subjects. And those 7 subjects are divided into 2 groups. Group 1, jurisprudence, interpretation, and general law. Group 1, first paper is JIGL. Group 1, second paper is company law and practice. Group 1, third paper is setting up of business, industrial and labor law. And Group 1, fourth paper is corporate accounting and financial management. Similarly, Group 2, fifth paper, capital market and securities law. Sixth paper, economic, commercial and intellectual property laws. Seventh, tax laws and practice, right? Let's have a brief discussion about these subjects. See, if you don't know about subject, so you will be under this impression that all are law subjects and all are similar to each other. So therefore, that is not the case. Let's talk about the first subject of Group 1, jurisprudence, interpretation and general law. I'm teaching this subject since more than 10 years now. GIGL is all about general laws. If you people are aware of this fact that in your ET, there was a topic called as law of torts. There was a topic called as contract act. There was a topic called as constitution. For your knowledge, all those 3 topics, tort, constitution and contract, are going to be repeated again in the very first paper, but sometimes in a different manner, right? Like constitution, whatever we had in ET, now we have in executive also, and little bit of advanced version. Same contract, whatever we had in ET, as in an advanced manner, we have here in advanced manner. Tort is absolutely same. Whatever we had taught in ET is absolutely same in executive. But friends, in executive, the syllabus is not MCQ based. You're not supposed to mark the correct option and then you'll get the marks. The things are different here. You are supposed to write the answer to the given question. You're supposed to explain the case law. You're supposed to explain the case study, right? So whatever general laws this country has, be it Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, Civil Procedure Code, Specific Relief Act, all these general laws are covered under this subject. Now, one thing I can give you, one assurance I can give you in this manner. As far as first subject is concerned, if you are well versed with first subject, if you're well versed with first subject, technically you have completed your LLB, because the chapters we have in first subject, whatever chapters we have in first subject of CS executive, those chapters are nothing but LLB subjects. If you today do this thing, if you Google the subjects of LLB, all three SIMs, and then you Google the chapters of JIGL, 90% of chapters of JIGL are subjects of LLB. Say, for example, you have a chapter in JIGL called as Limitation Act. There is a subject in LLB called as Limitation Act. You have a chapter in JIGL called as Interpretation of Statutes. You have a subject in LLB called as Interpretation of Statutes. The first paper focuses more on interpretation part. The first paper focuses more on interpretation part. What is interpretation firstly? Interpretation means understanding. See, the legal language is not everybody's cup of tea. You need an expert to help you, to give you the proper understanding of the rule made by the government, of the provision made by the government. Even a single word called as may, and if it is changed with shall, is going to create much difference. So interpretation skills, your interpretation skills will get developed when you go through with this subject, right? So subject will focus more on interpretation, right? It is more on interpretation. Second paper we have is company law and practice. It has been said in the corporate sector that company secretary is incomplete. Company secretary is incomplete without company law subject. It has been said that company secretary is chalta firta company law. This is a kind of statement being spread across the corporate sector that company secretary is a moving company law. Because right from formation of company till winding up of company, right from appointing an auditor till removing an auditor, right from conducting a board meeting to deciding the resolutions and submitting to ROC, right from making annual reports to informing to ROC, right from placing an agenda to submitting minutes to ROC, all single thing related to in and out of a company is taken care by company secretary. And all those things which are taken care by company secretary with respect to company are being taught under a subject called as company law. You need to develop a good command over company law. And that subject will help you to make your industrial career better. See, you have two careers. One, you have academic career, that is clearing all three levels of CS. And then you will have industrial career, where you need to find out a particular area and in that area you will do expertise. That area can be winding up insolvency area. That area can be merger and amalgamation. That area can be incorporation of companies. That area can be conducting secretarial audit. So even though you study different laws, but eventually when you jump into industry, you have to associate yourself to a particular area. See, I cannot teach all subjects. I can teach only JIGL because that is my expertise. Similarly, once you step into industrial sector, you will understand that I need to develop my expertise, and company law will help you to develop your expertise. So this subject is going to be there in executive, and the relevance of this subject is also going to be there in professional. The most important subject for a company secretary in his academic career and also industrial career. The third subject we have is setting up of business, industry and labor law. We call it as SBIL. 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 Setting up of business, industrial and labor law. Now, this subject is more associated to a practicing company secretary. Supposingly you run a practice, and while you run a practice, you get different clients. Some of the clients have to do labor audits. Some of the clients to whom you have to help with the formation of a particular entity. In your 10 plus 2, in your PU2, you people must have studied that there are different forms of entities. There is a sole proprietor, then there is partnership, then there is limited liability partnership, then we have undivided Hindu family business, we have private company, public company, one person company. So now the question is, if I need to start LLP or if I need to start one person company, so is there any procedure to follow? Is there any procedure to adopt? Answer is yes. So how do I come to know about that procedure? So the answer to this question lies in paper 3. Setting up of business, industry and labor law subject will help you to understand that to set up any particular entity, to set up any particular form of business, you need to undergo a particular procedure. And that procedure is covered under this subject. A subject is divided into different chapters. Each chapter talks about a particular form. A chapter related to LLP, a chapter related to partnership and its formation. Now, for example, if a foreign company wish to set up a business in India, is there any procedure to follow? Answer is yes. There are 3 different ways where a foreign company can come to India to set up their office. They can have a research office like Walmart. They can have license office, right? They can have their own registered office like branch office, like we have. They can have their own franchise. So what are the different ways where a foreign entity can visit India and start their business, and what procedure they are supposed to follow before they start it is something you're going to understand. So those people who are more inclined towards entrepreneurial vision, those people who are more inclined towards starting up their own business, the subject will help you to understand what legal formalities you are supposed to undertake before you jump into starting your own venture. 4th paper is all about corporate accounting and financial management. Now, I have been come across with this misconception that company secretary students, they fear about numbers. They are scared whenever they meet with numbers, whenever they come across with numbers. My dear friends, see, whenever you scare about something, that thing will come in front of you, in fact, more number of times. It has been said, the more you fear, the more you witness the same thing. And as far as corporate accounting and financial management subject is concerned, it is not only about numbers. It is not only about numericals. In fact, the fear which you have till date, that fear will be eliminated once you meet with the subject. You'll start liking FM and corporate accounts more than the other law subjects. Corporate accounts is all about issuing of preference shares, issuing of equity shares, buyback, redemption of preference shares, underwritings. You all people aware, whenever the IPO is being called, some underwriters are being appointed. So how the financial things get adjusted with underwriters. So they are supposed to understand that part. And India at today's situation, if a person does not understand about FM, if a person does not know how to manage the finance, is going to deal with different kind of problems. Financial management बच्चों को भी आता है आजकल, because of the internet, because of social media, because of influencers, right? Because of finance education getting spread across the country. Even a kid of 10-year-old, 11-year-old knows about finance. So now the question is, if a company secretary does not get something related to finance in their syllabus, so that is absolutely wrong, right? So financial management is more about capital structure, financial planning, what instruments we have to take care of finance instead of just keep it in saving accounts. So you'll understand those other financial instruments like mutual funds, systematic investment plans. So बहुत interesting है ये. You'll understand many things related to finance, ratio analysis, working capital. So बहुत interesting है. Financial management is very interesting topic. At my when I was doing CS in 2014, financial management was not in executive, it was in professional. So we had a fun time when FM classes were supposed to get conducted. So this was about group 1. Group 2 has 3 subjects: capital market, securities law, paper number 5. Now whichever student is more inclined towards stock market, inclined towards securities law, right? See, there are 2 type of categories these days I generally come across. One, who are more associated to long term investment, even though they don't have money, but their vision is ki nahi sir, I have to keep it by money so that I can earn in a long term sense, like by keeping SIPs or doing some uh, government bonds and all those things. And there is second category, which is big in number, by the way. They are more inclined towards stocks, options, right? Put option, call option, because they are very much attractive. You put 2000 rupees, 5000 rupees, and then you will end up getting 12,000 rupees, 7,000 surplus. And it is risky also. Sometimes you can blast your entire money also. One's wrong trade, that entire money is wrong. Entire money is gone. I hope you people are aware about these options. SEBI has been issued various guidelines with respect to option trading. Why option trading is very much attractive these days? Because people do it on the tips they get. And option trading never works on tips. You need to have technical analysis. You need to understand the company's fundamentals. Is there any subject in company secretary course which help you to understand technical analysis, which help you to understand how derivative market work? And that subject is capital market. See, there are 2 type of students. One, who love capital market, and 2, who just read capital market because it is a subject. So capital market and securities law is all about stock market. But when I talk about securities law, it is nothing but law made by SEBI. As you people are aware of this fact that SEBI is a regulatory body of stock markets. SEBI makes certain rules which listed companies are supposed to follow, so that no scam which happened in 1992, like Harshad Mehta scam, that something should not repeat it again. So SEBI is very cautious when it comes to a person investing their hard-earned money in the share market. And you are supposed to read those SEBI laws. So one side of the chapter will make you understand about the stock market, that is capital market. Another side of the chapter will make you understand about the rules made by the SEBI. Paper number 6 is economic, commercial, and intellectual property laws. ICSI about 4 years back has announced this, that company secretary can make their career in intellectual property laws and commercial laws. Commercial law is more about Consumer Protection Act, Competition Act, right? But IP laws, registering a patent, registering a trademark, registering a logo, all these registrations are done before government. So do you need any particular person to assist you while doing that registration part? Answer is yes, and that person is company secretary. Company secretary help you to complete your registration work with respect to patent, with respect to trademark, with respect to logo, right? Every entrepreneur has this vision that whatever name I use or whatever tagline I use is not supposed to be used by any other. And so as to complete this vision, what they do is they register the trademark, they register the design. About few days back, I'm watching this YouTube channel called as Tech Burner. So he has launched his watch, smartwatch. And the good part about that entire video was he has registered the patent of that smartwatch. It is very difficult, my dear friends, it is very difficult in this country to register a patent. And once you register a patent, nobody in this planet can use that patent right without your permission. There are so many companies making so many smartwatches. Imagine a situation after having thousands of lakhs of smartwatches, you make one of the smartwatch which differentiates from other those 1 lakh smartwatches. And then you get this liberty to patent it also. Such a huge achievement. And there comes the role of company secretary who help you to understand what is patent laws, how the registration work goes, how long the registration will remain active, what are the subscription charges, and all those things. The last paper is tax laws and practice, popularly known as direct tax and indirect tax, DT and IDT. Let's first understand what is direct tax. See, direct tax is all about income tax. There are various ways through which we generate income. One of the ways by earning salary, other way is by taking fees. Then there are other ways by taking rent, and then by taking gift, monetary gift, then dividend, interest you earn, right? Any profit you made, gain you made by selling a property, any winning income you got, you participated in a TV reality show and you got a certain prize amount. So there are various ways of earning income in this country. And whenever you earn income, the government plays a role. And government is like, boss, you have earned the income, some portion you have to give me. So whatever portion we give to the government after earning the income, that portion is called as direct tax. Direct tax means an income directly earned and some portion shared with the government. But now you tell to the government, see, dekho, example, I earn 100 rupees and government is like, I want 20 rupees out of it, 20% tax. So then you tell to the government, sir, even though I earned 100 rupees but my expenses were 120 rupees. How can I give you the tax? I'm into losses now. My income is lesser than my expenses. Why you're expecting me to share? So then government says, no problem. Government says, okay, don't give. At least show us that your expenses are more than your income. And how do you show? By filing an income tax return. The moment you done with tax laws, the moment you done with direct tax subject, my dear friends, you will understand how to file your own income tax return. I file my income tax return myself. I file my income tax return. I file my wife's income tax return, my father's income tax return, my sister's income tax return. My few friends whom income tax return is getting been filed by me only. Generally, such things are done by chartered accountants. Imagine a situation if chartered accountant charges 1,500 rupees to file one income tax return. I file 5 income tax return, which means 7,500. 7,500 I have saved, which was supposed to be given to a chartered accountant. I saved those 7,500 rupees. How? Just by filing an income tax return. Who taught me this? Direct tax subject. The last paper is IDT, which is a part of DT only, 50-50 bifurcation. IDT is indirect tax. The government is like, see, direct tax is something which you directly pay us out of your income. Indirect taxes, whenever you buy something or whenever any service you avail, some portion of tax will charge you. If you buy a luxury product, we'll charge more indirect tax. If you buy a household product, we'll charge less indirect tax. And in this country, there is only one single indirect tax. What is that? That is goods and service tax, GST. So IDT is all about GST. You are going to understand why GST is being charged despite of having direct tax. What are the products on which the GST is being charged? What is the way of asking for the refund of GST you have paid? That is called as ITC, right? So what are the ways through which the GST return is supposed to be filed to the government? So the entire IDT is all about GST and customs. For example, my friend went to Dubai, purchased gold, came back to India. On airport, custom officers detained him. Custom officers asked him, "Where did you get this gold?" He said, "No, I bought in India only. I went in Dubai and then I came back. The gold was purchased in India only." They asked him to show the bills. He did not have the bill. Eventually, he got caught that the gold was purchased in Dubai since the prices are less there. Now, the question is, before he takes that gold in his own house, is he supposed to pay some custom duty? Answer is yes. Custom duty is nothing but whatever goods you import from foreign countries to India. Before you start using it, a duty is paid to the government called as custom duty. Right? So it charges on only the imported items. And when I say imported, means those bought from, purchased from foreign country. Right? People like Sachin Tendulkar uh, got his Ferrari. So before he got his Ferrari in his house, he paid a custom duty. Right? So these are the 7 subjects, a brief introduction of 7 subjects, whatever we have in our CS executive. Moving ahead, whoever has cleared their CSET exams are supposed to register with institute. They are supposed to register with institute. Now the question is when the registration is supposed to happen. What are the registration dates and all those things? So this is the registration procedure, by the way. This is a basic registration procedure. You need a photograph, signature, your CSET mark sheet, right? 12th mark sheet and all simple things you're supposed to attach, right? So once it is done, you move forward. Your registration gets complete. By the way, once you do registration, you get a 16-digit number from institute. How many digits? 16-digit number. So you get what? 16-digit number from institute. 16-digit registration number. Okay. Now, what options you people have? What options CSET students who cleared November, they have? See, ideally you have 3 options. Understand this. First option you have is to give both groups. First option you have is to give both groups. Both groups. In June 2025. And if you go for first option, the registration is supposed to be done before 30 November. Before 30th November 24. Right? Make sure whenever you do registration, it is implied, it is deemed that the registration is done for both the groups. Right? Registration always happens for both the groups. You don't get option while registering that you want to register for group 1 or group 2. It is done for both the groups. And also, whatever registration you do, whenever the registration procedure happens, remember this, that registration is valid for 5 years. It is valid for 5 years. Okay. So this is first option. Sir, is it the favorable one? No, it is one of the riskiest option. Risky option. Not only risky, very risky option. Why? Because time is very less. Less time. The only problem is less time and huge portion, huge syllabus. This is the only problem. Huge syllabus. This is the only problem. We don't ask student to go for this option. Because see, whenever you plan for CS executive and whenever your coaching starts, the time from when the coaching has started and the exam date or the month of exam, you should have 9 months in hand in between. So for example, if your exams are in December, the classes must start in March. And if your exams are in June, then the classes must start in August. Then only you have a good amount of time to appear both the groups in that particular month. In case of giving both the groups in June, by starting your classes in December, this is a riskiest option. This is one of the riskiest option. Because in such a less time span, covering a portion which is around 1000 hours, teaching hours, how is it possible? Firstly, coaching classes can run. See, what we will do if we want to complete this option, we'll ask you to come for 8 hours, 9 hours. 12 to 9 will be class timing, or morning 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. like that. See, we'll do our job because we want to complete the syllabus. But the question is, what about self-studies? What about prelim exams? What about writing practice? So you don't get that time. And nobody goes for this option, right? What second option do you have? What second option you have? You have second option to go for one group in June 25 and other group in December 25. The most favorable option. Favorable option. Right? And registration for this is supposed to be done before 31st Jan 2025. And with the help of this option, you will be eligible to give one group in June and another in December. Now again understand this. See, when you register after 30 November and before 31st January, that doesn't mean that you're registering for one group. Registration is always done for both the groups. The only thing is, if you register before 30 November, you are eligible to give both the groups. And if you register after 30 November but before 31st January, you are eligible to give one group in June. Right? Understand this. See, this option gives you eligibility to give both groups in June. And this option gives you eligibility to give one group in June. But the registration in both the scenarios are always done for both the groups. While doing registration, you will never get an option that you want to register for group 1 or group 2. Registration is always done for both the groups. Understand? Okay. Right? Third option. This option is for those students who have this mindset that, sir, firstly, I have to go for both the groups. And secondly, I need to get all India rank at any goddamn cost. मुझे rank चाहिए. That's it. These are those people whose mindset is absolutely clear. There is nothing what can obstruct them or disturb them. Certain communications what happen in their families are in such a manner that nothing is acceptable lesser than all India rank. So those students go for both the groups directly in December 25. And this is a vision of all India rankers. The one who have planned, whose plans are very clear, that nothing lesser than all India rank. And to achieve all India rank, you need to have 60%. Your exam is for 700. Minimum 420 you have to score to achieve all India rank. So you start your preparation in such a sense that kuch bhi ho jaye, no matter what situation may come, my distraction are eliminated. My unnecessary time waste is eliminated. And my sole motive for 1 year of 2025 is to achieve all India rank. And for this, you can register anytime before 31st May. Before 31st May, sorry. 31st May. Because when you before 31st May, when you do registration before 31st May, all the above two options will not be there. Directly third option will be there. See, logic hai na? Understand the logic. Why would ICSI allow you to register before 31st May and to ask you to fill exam form in June, right? So then in that case, if you register before 31st May, you are not allowed to give one group in June. So sir, karna kya chahiye? What I should do? As far as registration is concerned, what should I do? See, as far as registration is concerned, my suggestion would be register anytime before this time. इस बीच में कभी भी register करो. Register after 30 November, but before 31st Jan. Why, sir? Because, see, even though you have no plans to give one group in June and you have plans to give both the group in December and got all India rank and to achieve all India rank, all those things. As soon as you do registration, you get the books, study material from the institute. Since you get the study material from the institute, you start studying. The more late you do, the later study material will arrive at your place. Right? But sir, if I do registration before 31st January, sir, don't you feel that I will have to give exam in June? See, I already told you, doing registration before 30 November or doing registration after 30 November but before 31st January does not put any compulsion on you that you have to give exams. The only thing is, if you do registration before 30 November, you become eligible to give both the groups in June. Whether you want to give it or you don't want to give it, it is your choice. Similarly, if you do registration after 30 November but before 31st January, so you become eligible to give one group in June. Now, whether you want to give it or you don't want to give it, or which group you want to give it and which you don't want to give it, it is your choice. So by doing registration, you become eligible to appear for that attempt. And similarly, if you skip the date of 31st January and do registration after 31st January but before 31st May, you become eligible to give both the groups in December 2025. Now, whether you want to give it or you don't want to give it, it is your choice. Right? So therefore, I told you do it after 30 November but before 31st January so that you get study material as early as possible. I already told it is not possible to register for each group. Registration does not happen for single group. Registration happens for both the groups at the same time. You will never get an option while doing registration that for which group you are registering. Understand my point. Registration happens for both the groups. Now come to the main part. So then how come ICSI will come to know which group I want to give? For that, you need to fill exam form. For that, you need to fill exam form. Right? Now, what is exam form? It is a formality you are supposed to fulfill. A formality which we are supposed to fulfill. See, once the registration is done, 1 minute. See, once registration is done, supposingly, I'll go same options again. Supposingly, you registered before 30th November, okay, or you register after 30th November, but before 31st January, right? And your plans are very clear that I have to give one group in June. I have to give one group in June. This is your plan. So in the month of March, in March month, ICSI will ask you to fill exam form. ICSI will ask you to do what? ICSI will ask you to do that you need to fill an exam form. Registration fees. Whatever registration you will do, registration fees is 16,500. See, 17,000 it will show. There is option of eliminating 500 rupees for chartered secretary that you can eliminate. This is then 16,500 you have to pay for open quota for general category. There are some reservations for STSC, army, kids and all those things. But this 16,500 is valid for 5 years. You don't have to do registration again and again. See what options we had in EET, it is not in case of executive. EET you do once, you get unique ID, you paid 2,500 or 2,000, whatever the case, and then you appeared for exam. It is not the case of executive. You do registration, it becomes valid for 5 years, that is 10 attempts, right? And if you do registration before 30 November or after 30 November, before 31st January, from that day you will get 5 years validity for registration. And then you don't have to pay registration fees again. All you have to do is fill exam form. An exam form is filled in the month of March. So from 1st March till 25th March, you have to fill exam form. And while filling exam form, you will acknowledge ICSI that I am ready for group 1 or I am ready for group 2, right? Now, if you do your registration before this date, before 30 January, automatically your exam form will show 3 options. Both the groups, one group, that is group 1, or second group, that is group 2. Right? So if you do registration before 30 November, while filling exam form, you'll get 3 options. But if you do registration after 30 November, before 31st January, you'll get 2 options. What are those 2 options? Either group 1 or group 2. Right? And if you do registration after 31st January, but before 31st May, you will not allowed to fill the exam form only. You will not allowed to fill March exam form. Understood? So exam form is supposed to be filled from 1st March to 25th March. If you wish to appear in June, and when you will be eligible to appear in June, if you do your registration before 31st January. Therefore, I told you कि registration कर दो. Do registration at least. Sir, okay, so directly exam form to be filled. No. Two formalities are supposed to be completed before you fill the exam form. Exam form window will not be open for you if you do not complete these two formalities. The first formality is 1 day orientation program, ODOP. 1 day orientation program is conducted by ICSI in respective chapters. So now wherever you reside, from whichever city or state you are, there may be ICSI chapter near your vicinity or in your vicinity. So all you have to do is register yourself with ICSI chapter which is there in your vicinity. And this ODOP registration can only happen once you are done with executive registration. So once you have 16-digit registration number, with that number, you can visit the ICSI chapter, and ICSI chapter will help you to do your ODOP registration. ODOP is a 1 day orientation program. They conduct program in their respective chapter. They call you for 6-7 hours. They conduct a session where they discuss about all prospects about company secretary, their future and their industries and all those things. Right? It is just a formality which we are supposed to complete. Some chapters give certificate, some chapters don't give certificate of ODOP. And once your ODOP is done, your first formality is completed. Second formality is pre-exam test. Pre-exam test. What is pre-exam test? An examination to be given on a mobile application before you sit for the main exam. It is an MCQ based test conducted on a mobile application named TCSION. Right? That mobile application name is TCSION. Right? Tata Consultancy Service ION. So on this mobile application, you have to complete your pre-exam test. Now, if you wish to appear for group 1, you have to do pre-exam test of group 1 subjects. If you wish to appear for group 2, you're supposed to do pre-exam test of group 2 subjects, right? So pre-exam test is MCQ based test. You will get 50 questions on the subjects you have in group 1 if you go for group 1, and group 2 if you go for group 2. So if you plan for group 1, you need to give 4 subjects, 4 pre-exam tests of all 4 papers of group 1. Sir, so nobody will supervise, right? So I can give anytime whenever I want. After registration, answer is yes. You can give anytime. But make sure you do it before 25 March, because then only you'll be eligible to fill exam form. Exam form window will not open if you do not complete these 2 formalities. But sir, what if I fail in pre-exam test? You will get 99 attempts. There is no chance of failing. You have 99 attempts. So sir, in that case, I can use my institute material to complete the pre-exam test. I can use Google and Chat GPT and all those things. See, that is your own wish. Why would a teacher suggest to a student that, okay, go and do copy and then do your pre-exam test? Once you're done with a particular subject, appear for pre-exam test. Once you're ready, once you're done with 80% of a particular subject, go for pre-exam test. Right? Why do we have to select always the shortcut option? Right? Just because copying is available and it is the easiest thing, that doesn't mean that you have to go for that option. I will not recommend to use books or any other technical device to appear for pre-exam test. My suggestion would be, once you're done with a subject, then only appear for pre-exam test. And when both the conditions get fulfilled, your exam form window will open and you will be asked to fill the exam form. Exam form fees is 1500 per group. 1500 per group. Right? But sir, my plans are directly to appear for both the groups in December. Then what, sir? Then am I supposed to fill exam form in March only? Answer is no. Exam form in the month of March is filled for those students who wish to appear for June attempt or who wish to appear in June. So the students who wish to appear in December, they are supposed to fill exam form in the month of September, right? So if your plans to go for December, if your plans are to go for December 2025, both groups, in the month of March, that is from in the month of September, 1st September to 25 September, your exam form window will open. Again, by fulfilling those two formalities, ODOP and pre-exam test, you will be allowed to give main exam. Now, since you will appear in December, both the groups, you will get three options while filling the form: group 1, group 2, or both the groups. And if you tick both the groups, ICSI will ask you to pay 3,000 rupees, right? So this is how you do your exam form. Now, for every attempt to appear, you just have to fill the exam form every time. Registration fees has never been filled every time. It has been done. Registration fees has been paid once in 5 years. Right? Now, which branch uh, we are planning to start? See, we have offline centers, offline branch in Bangalore, and second offline branch in Chennai. Bangalore, we have two centers, one in South End Circle and Malleshwaram, right? South End Circle, Jayanagar, right? At both the centers, we are starting with group 1 first. Group 1 for June 25 attempt, right? And this we are starting from 1st December. Sorry, 1st December 2024. The batch will end. This is first batch. Second batch will start from 8th of January. Tentatively from 8th of January. So this 1st December 2024 batch will end by latest by 31st March. And this will end by 30th April. Since it is starting late, it will end late. That is, starting early will end early. But in both the batches, we are starting with group 1 first. South End Circle branch will run in morning time. And Malleshwaram will run in evening time. So those students who have evening colleges can come to South End Circle, and those who have morning colleges can come to evening batch. Morning timing batch will be 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And evening batch will be 3 o'clock to 8:30 or 3:30 to 8:30. Right? In both the batches, batch 1 also, batch 2 also, December batch also, January batch also. Right? As far as Chennai is concerned, this is directly starting from 8 January 2025 and will end on 30th April. This is in West Mamlam, an evening batch, right? We are planning to start morning batch in Chennai also. That depends upon the interest of crowd and how many students are wish to join. But apart from this, this I was talking about offline batches. Apart from this, for across South India, there will be Zoom live batch. Right? So one Zoom live batch, again starting from same 1st December Second Zoom live starting from 8 January. Basically, the one which is going to run from Bangalore is an hybrid batch. It is an hybrid batch. So offline, those who wish to come to offline can join offline batches. Those who don't wish to come to offline and sit on the Zoom only can attend from Zoom, right? And those who are not from Bangalore and wish to attend on Zoom live, they can attend on Zoom live. They also have both options, morning option also and evening option also. Supposing if you missed a morning lecture, you can join to evening batch. If you missed evening lecture, you can join morning batch as per your convenience, right? So this is Zoom live batch run with Bangalore only. So Bangalore is an hybrid. Chennai is complete offline, no hybrid, right? So this is about group 1 branches and group 2 branches, right? There are no group 2 branches, only group 1. Group 2 we are running in Bombay and Ahmedabad and all those things. All the lectures, be it offline or online, are supposed to be only in English language, right? As this webinar is going since last 30 minutes, right? So all explanations, discussions, communications are to be done in only English language, right? So this was about where we are doing, on which group we are starting first, right? Now, those students who will appear in June 25, their group 2 will start immediately once the group 1 exam get over. So your group 1 exam gets over on 8th of June. So from 15th of June, we'll start with group 2 then for December 25, right? Now come to passing criteria and set off. See, you have 7 subjects, means the total is 700. So minimum you have to score is 350. Aggregate is 50%. This is first criteria. Second criteria is in each subject. In each subject, you have to score 40%. That is 40 marks. So long story short, if you appear for group 1, so you need to score 200 out of 400. And if you go for group 2, right? If you go for group 2, you need to get 150 minimum. But in all the subjects of group 1, you should have 40, more than 40, right? So if you get in any subject less than 40, even though your other subjects have more than 40, you'll be considered as fail. So these two conditions are supposed to be fulfilled together. It is similarly whatever you have in EET also, right? So this is how you are supposed to clear, right? And if you score in any subject more than 60, that considered to be an exemption, right? That exemption thing we can discuss in classes also later, right? So then, sir, this what is set off scheme? Set off scheme is available only when you go for both the groups together. Supposingly, what is set off scheme? Set off is supposingly you got 195 out of 400. You are short of 5 marks. Short of 5 marks. Okay. Since you appeared for both the groups together, your group 2 was little bit more stronger than group 1. So out of 300, you got 170. What you were supposed to get? 150. Minimum, what was the minimum criteria? 150. But how much you got? 170. So the extra 20 marks you have here, will this 20 marks help you to clear the shortfall of 5 marks? Answer is yes. So it will be considered as pass. But this adjustment, this setting of facility is only available when you appear for both the groups together. As I said, when you go for both the groups together, you get 2 facilities. One, you are fit to score all India rank, and 2, you get the set off option. You get the set of option, right? A set of option is not available if you go for single group. How would be available if you go for single group? What you will set off with? And all India rank is not being produced for single group subjects or whoever is appearing for single group. So this was about passing criteria and set off. Right, this is something about JKC. See, I would not brag more about JKSHA classes since the organization is 40 years old. So nothing to tell more about organization. The country itself knows about it. All I want to say is that there is this YouTube channel which we are running exclusively for CS students. And the name of that YouTube channel is Official JKSC CS. I would insist everybody to visit this channel, and you will find the content, whatever we have uploaded here, is something a class apart. I'll repeat it, Hita. See, what I told is, in case of set off, I just said, see, imagine your group 1 total is 195 out of 400. You were supposed to score 200 minimum, right? But you end up scoring 195 only. Since you appeared for both the groups together, your group 2 was more stronger than group 1. So in group 2, out of 300, you managed to score 170. Where the minimum criteria was 150, but you managed to score 170 since your group 2 was more stronger. So whatever additional 20 marks you have here will help you to set off the shortfall of 5 marks here. Right? So if you add 195 plus 170, it is more than 350, and hence you have cleared your executive. And this facility is not available if you go for one group, if you go for each group at a time. Because when you plan for a group 1 in June and then you got 195 out of 400, it is fail. But if you go for both the groups together, any additional you score in a particular group will help you to adjust with the shortfall in the other group. Right? Also, apart from this set off, you also have this leverage of scoring all India rank. So can we manage both the groups at a time? This is if or it is tough. See, we'll keep one last Q&A session. Let me just complete. I'm almost at the end of the part. So we'll cover and we'll discuss the Q&A part, and whatever questions you have, irrespective of whichever category those questions are, I'm happy to share those. Right. So just let's complete the last part of the session. So as I was talking about why Jigisha classes for company secretary, the answer lies to this YouTube channel. I insist everybody to visit this channel, check the content available here, go through with all the playlist available here. You'll understand the manner of the manner of content available, the nature of faculties discussing their content, right? All the faculties are qualified company secretaries, chartered accountants, having experience of minimum 5 years, flexible enough to speak in any language, Hindi or English, right? And when organization is 40 years old, I'm 31 right now. The organization is older than my age, older than myself. So there is, whenever you talk about something related to such organization, that becomes little bit, I would say, lesser only. Interactive live lectures, we'll have this interaction, whatever we are having, whatever doubts you're putting in chat box, I'm interacting with you, I'm answering those doubts. Same thing will happen in live normal lectures also. Now, this is the most important part. What happens? See, if you could not attend a lecture on Zoom, maybe you have your college formalities, your personal obligations, and you miss the lecture, then what's it? 24/7 video library will be available to you. of every subject and every chapter with unlimited views. There are two types of students. One who wish to follow the schedule because they are little bit procrastinators. They like to follow the schedule. And there is other category who are very much disciplined. They don't like to follow the schedule. They like to make their own schedules. So the other category student can completely rely on only recorded lectures and watch recorded lectures as per their convenience. So if you're taking admission for June 25, recorded lectures will be available till December 25. Right? Then live doubt solving, we conduct live doubt solving. There's a WhatsApp doubt solving for every subject. If you're coming offline, your test series will be conducted offline. If you're joining online, so your test series will be conducted online. You have to make a digital PDF kind of thing of the answer sheet you have written. You have to submit somewhere. We'll ask you to submit, and then it will be digitally checked. Offline papers or physically checked. Every day, every week, you'll get a timetable on Thursday. If you're a CSET student, you'll be aware of it. You'll get a timetable on Thursday. And this timetable will start from Friday to next Thursday. So you'll understand your weekly plan. You can accordingly plan your weekly schedules based on your classes timings. Study material is already included in your JKC fees package, right? ICSI module is little bit unorganized. So we have used ICSI module and made our own study material in an organized manner, right? As far as fees is concerned, single group, that is group 1 fees. As far as fees is concerned, just a second. Single group fees is 20,000 excluding GST. And both group fees is, both group I mean to say, group 1 in June and group 2 in December. Or as per your wish, both in December directly. So in that case, the fees will be 38,000 excluding GST. Right? This fees includes what? It includes your study material, test series, the recorded backup till December 25. Then your lectures, one prelim exam, and without solving everything. Right? The figures are excluding GST. GST is 18%. Right? Now, if you have any doubt, difficulty, if you wish to speak over a call, this is my number. We can have a WhatsApp conversation or phone call after this meeting or whenever you wish to. You can share it with your friends also. Now, we are open for doubts. You can put your queries here. I got this question of Tejaswini. So it is managed to give both the groups at a time. Absolutely, yes. See, earlier there was no option of giving single group. It is because of CSET this thing has happened. Earlier, everybody used to give both the groups at the same time. See, as I said, if you're starting your classes in December, right, in 2024, and then you're writing your exam in December 2025. So you have this entire 12 months time. Don't you feel that this is sufficient to to prepare 7 subjects? Have you not done this earlier in your PU2 exams, PU1 exams, school exams? Have you not uh, invested one entire year for a particular level to get complete to so that we can jump to the next level? Yes. So it is easily possible. Right. Huh. If you start in December and then you ask me to go for June 25, both the groups, I would say that is a suicide. That nobody should do. So this is absolutely sufficient. Right. Huh. So now what happened is in June, supposedly in the mid of June, some people will go and write for group 1 exams. So you will be having approximately 1.5 month time. So in this 1.5 month time, you can prepare or revise your group 1 again. You can do test series. You can solve papers. You can solve June exam papers. By the time you will be having 3 past exam questions, question papers. December 23 was the first exam. Then June 24 was the second exam. December 24 was the third exam. And June 25 will be the 5th exam. So by the time you will be having question paper number 1, 2, 3, 4 question papers you will be having. You can solve those 4 question papers. And then again from June mid, group 2 will start. So along with group 2, make sure you at least give group 1 tests, revise group 1 subjects and group 2 has 3 subjects, so it gets complete little bit earlier. And if our batch is of such nature, supposingly what happens in Bombay, student, they always plan for both the groups. So if South students also say that, sir, no, we want to go for both the groups together. So we'll not give this gap time only. We'll start immediately group 2 after completing group 1. And that will help to complete batch by 30 September only. And then you will get October, November, 20 days of December. So that completely depends. If the entire class says that, sir, our plan is to give both the group in December, don't give us one and a half month study leave. Start our group 2 immediately. We'll do it in that manner. If crowd gets divided, supposedly 50% students says, no, sir, we want to give one group in June and another in December. Other 50% says, no, sir, our plan is for both the groups. So for this 50%, we'll continue the class. And this 50% will go on leave and they'll come later in June and join with them. Meanwhile, between the time we'll complete one or 1.5 subject of group 2. Something we do in Bombay, something we do in Ahmedabad, something we do in Delhi. That thing we can do. See, once the class starts, accordingly, we can have a flexibility. We can discuss over a WhatsApp group, Telegram group. We have many options of discussion. But it is possible. Right? Any other doubt, difficulty, feel free to ask. Any other doubts, friends? My BCom third sem exam starts in first week of January. January first week. So Hitasha, see, in that case, Hita, sorry. In that case, you just see, whenever your exam starts, at that time, manage your college exams. See, it is just a priority of 1 week or 15 days. At that time, just try to attend lectures and appear for college exams. Just give lesser time to your CS studies. But that you will do for 15-20 days. Right? So if in your case, I would suggest, if for managing your college exams, if you find June little bit difficult, appear for both the groups in December. See, let's assume it is starting from Jan 8, as you said. So 8 Jan to 18 Jan, I presume. Right? So I presume that from 1st January, from 1st Jan till 18 Jan, you will be accommodated for your college exam. So this is just a matter of 18 days, right? For 18 days, I would insist you to attend only classes and don't study your CS, study for your college. Just a matter of 18 days. And once these 18 days are over, resume to your CS. But in this 18 days, try not to miss any class lecture. If your college exams are in morning, try attending evening lectures. If your college exams are in evening, try attending morning lectures, or try attending as per your convenience. And if both not possible, at least do the recordings so that you should be in line with the classes. The portion of the classes should go hand in hand. See, at last what we can do is, the least what we can do is to try. So if you keep that mindset, see, मुझे lecture तो बैठना ही है, I have to sit lecture. That is sufficient. Sir, like I have to give my CSCT exam in Jan. So after passing exam in which month I'll be able to join? 8th Jan. CSCT exam, right after CSCT exam, Tejaswi. If CSCT is on 6th or 7th Jan, we'll start immediately after 2 to 3 days. Fees somebody asked. Fees I told is 17,000. 17,000 registration fees of ICSI minus 500 that you have to untick while filling the form. 16,500 you're supposed to pay ICSI registration fees. Any other doubt? Then I'll be giving my group 1 exam in June if I join from 8 Jan. Yeah, you have that option. Because any which way registration is supposed to be done before 31st January. You still have that option. You have option of giving one group in June. You have option of giving both the groups in December. That option is with you. You just do registration before 31st January. 2 installments hit up. The fees which I discussed earlier has 2 installments if you go for both the groups. In case of single group, no installment. See, 2 batches. One batch is starting from 1st December. Another is starting from 9th or 10th January, as soon as the CSET exam gets over. So in first batch, we'll complete one subject, and then the January batch will merge with December batch for the rest of the subjects. So the subject which completed in first batch will get repeated for the second batch as soon as this first batch gets over. Supposingly we start with, okay, you understood, great. So yes, no installment for single group, 2 installments, that is part payment, 19,000. First at the time, 19,000 at the time of admission. Second, within 45 days of taking admission. Any other doubt, any other query? No doubts, no queries. Like for appearing in CSET Jan, which is the last day for registration? For CSET registration, it is 15 December. It is 15 December. Do before 15 December. Okay. Anything else? Any other doubt? Sanjana, Hita, Tejaswini. Do you have any idea on which date? Exam? Whichever is the first Sunday of January. First Sunday of January. Let me check. I hope it is 6th or 7th. CSET Jan 25 exam date. 11th January. It is 11th January. So that means the class will start from 15th January. Okay. Any doubts, Sanjana, Hita, Tejaswini, Tirugnang, Sambandra? Very difficult name. I'll call it Tiru. Any doubt, Tiru? No doubt. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking out your time. I hope the session finds helpful to you all. And you can feel free to communicate with me, or you can share my number with your friends who are planning to join for CS executive or any CS detail they want. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. Yes, Hita. Any doubt? Do you want me to unmute you?
Hi, sir.
Hi.
So, planning to take my exams in December 2025, both the groups.
Okay.
So, if that is the case, should I attend my classes from December 1st for the first batch or from January 8th for the second batch?
See, I'll answer it in very simple sense. If you have no college formalities and if there are no other personal formalities like marriage in your home or any such thing, then in that case, you must start from December only, because the early you start, the early you complete is the simple story. It is technically a matter of 1 month, 10 days time. So 1 month, 10 days time plays a very huge role. You will not understand now, but you'll understand whenever you reach near to your exam month. So if you start from January, the batch will get end by 30 October if you for planning for both the groups. And if you start from December, the batch will get by 30 September, right? If you run both the groups together. So this is how you'll understand when we are in the month of September 2025. You will understand now I'm free. I have 3 months time in my hand, and I can plan accordingly, right? If we run both the groups together again, right? And then if you start in your January month, the same thing will get end over by October 30, and then you'll accordingly understand, oh shit, I have lesser time now. So if no other formalities are there at your personal space, if no college formalities are there right now, you should start from December only, the first batch only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay then. So I'll wind up it. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.